Well, hello everyone and welcome back to more modded TerraFirmaCraft Minecraft this series. So, it's been a while since I did any recording. Our house doesn't really look any different. It is early autumn already, and the reason for that is, well, I've been working on this, our forge, and I have gone kind of overboard in rebuilding and redesigning this thing. So we've got our blast furnace set up. We're running low on iron, so I actually set up the bloom ring again, because I'm going to move it somewhere else. But we're making some more iron. We're going to make some steel this episode. I did find out you cannot use the external heater to heat the blast furnace, which is a shame. So we still are going to need charcoal for that. Luckily, that's about the only thing we need charcoal for. Where did I... Oh, never mind. Okay. And then I set up this as well. It's not done, but pretty soon. Really, I just need to make 3 more external heaters and do a bit more redstone wiring. By the way, this was an absolute pain to do because, oh my god, was there an obscene amount of rearrangement and cave-in crap that I had to deal with. But the way it's set up right now, this one is going to be for like melting and processing ores into like ingots, and that's basically all it's going to be used for. We're making alloys and then casting the ingots that way. Eventually I'm going to get some casting channels set up and they're going to flow into this chest here, but those take fire bricks, so we can't do that. And the way I have it set up is this left conveyor belt will load the blast furnace. It'll carry items all the way up here and it'll drop them in here, which is pretty awesome. Please get me off of this. No! Please! Please! Okay. And then this one will load the crucibles. And the way it's currently set up is I have direct control over which, if any of these, are getting loaded by anything we put onto this conveyor belt. And each one has its own input lever on the right here. And as long as it's flipped down, they should... Good, I did have to rearrange this one for some space constraints. None of these will pick up any of the items we put on it, and they'll just come back over here. But say I want to put stuff into this one. Say this is copper ore and we wanted to make copper. We just drop it on there, and it'll automatically get input into the crucible, which is awesome. And this is how we're going to turn the heaters on and off. And similarly, if we turn this one on instead, copper will now end up in this one and not that one, as long as it's flipped down. As you can see, it goes along, and boop, right into the hopper, into the crucible. So that's awesome. Now, how did I get all that working without seeing much redstone besides what's exposed there that I'm going to fill in eventually? Well, it's a lot. It's a lot of messy redstone wiring and everything. But it's all set up and ready to go. I just need to set up a wire to each one of these pistons to control the temperature lock on them. But this one is the most simple. This side is the on-off for the heater, so it just runs through the wall, goes up here. The heater's going to get placed here. The other side is the input, which again just runs up and down this, up to here, powers this dropping conveyor belt, which, by the way, these conveyor belts are expensive and cheap. I mean, it's 3 leather, 2 iron, and a redstone for 8, and then the vertical ones take an extra 2 iron. And as long as these dropping conveyor belts are powered, they will not output anything that's on top. And there's a similar setup on each of these. This one is the exact same for the heater. So does this one. It's just up and over 1. This one uses the exact same for the input as well. It just runs up here to that. And then over here, I started to run into some space constraints. Oh, wait, this might not... This doesn't work. Crud. Poop crud. I'll have to fix this. But essentially the way it works with this one is it inputs here, runs all the way up here, up along this, up and over, into the same kind of setup there. And the reason I needed to keep space was because I needed a separate side to input a redstone signal to connect up to this clock in order to hold the temperature that we want it set to. And I'm doing that by putting it into the block on top, which requires a repeater running into it, and each one of these wires has to come back, connect back to the source, where I have no kind of... Dang it. I also need to fix that one, so give me a second here. These, this. That's good. That should be enough. If one or both of these pistons are powered, This clock will run, constantly activating and deactivating the external heater here, holding the crucible at whatever temperature you set it to. You can run both at the same time or one independently. This be changed, which we could just do. This is going to have to go down, isn't it? Now you can see where I've been struggling with getting the space for all this here. This needs to be, well, full block. Yeah, there we go. All right, now that works. Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's fixed. So that's good. Put the rest of this away. I've got a lot of stuff to sort in the future, but I'm not going to do that right now. So the last thing I have to do is put the external heaters here, run power underneath them all, and then hook up those two pistons. And this is totally done. It totally works. It's good to go. It's going to be fully set up. So that's going to be awesome. I made a second bed and put it here because I've been tired of running back to my base or back to the bedroom to sleep. This is rotten, isn't it? Yeah. Just get out of here. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, let's go check on the crops and... no place to put anything right now. Hey, let's just clear some of this stuff out. There we go. Again, I need to make a big bulk storage thing for some of this stuff. Like maybe set up a drawer. I can install storage drawers and with the TFC integration for it, assuming it still is updated and works. Because yeah, we're basically full on stuff, so I'm just gonna start putting it wherever I can. Really quick, let's go check on the crops. I don't know where my boat went, I'll be honest. I'm gonna forget. Not my big boat. We know where that is, but the little boat that we use to get around here. I also want to check on the olives. Olives grown. I don't think so. Where that zombie spawn. Dead now. So that's good. What if this is grown? All the oats are grown. Good. And we're probably not going to replant. It's early autumn. I don't think anything's going to have time to finish growing. All the potatoes are done as well. Harvest all of these. Whatever we broke that we don't want, just place it further away so it doesn't happen anymore. The jute grown. Seems to be, yeah. That's good. We're going to need this to get the windmill powered up a little bit better. All of our wheat is grown. My guess is the maize isn't grown. I did harvest that off camera. And the onions should be done. Soybeans, yeah, they're not going to grow by the end of the year. Just clear them out so they don't die. Green beans and maize are not going to grow. That's fine. This winter, we're going to redesign this area. That's the next big project I have in mind. But for now, put away all the seeds. That's all just seeds, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Let's go back and process some of this. And we probably have some rotten soybeans down there. Where's my boat? Where did I put that thing? I should break all this, because it's not going to grow. The maize certainly isn't going to grow, that's for certain. Green beans likely won't either. I don't know why these didn't grow all year. A maize seed. Ooh, these are grown. Wait, this is awesome. This means we can finally make a yeast starter. It means we can stop using flatbread and use real bread. Which is better. Oh, this is so awesome. I'm so excited. So much fruit. I gather as much as I can. Okay, cool. We got 16 blueberries. Which makes how much of a yeast starter? And also, is there a way to get more? Because the yeast starter you can get by just putting... Yeah, you get more when you put flour in it. You only need 100, but I'll do... You know what? Yeah. Do exactly 16. I'm going to have to clear this out. Oh, look, there's jute fiber in there. Perfect. Place that down while it's empty. Get a bucket. We'll just do 10 actually, because is that not gonna wait? 1 plus 100 gives you. Why is that not? Oh, they have to be dried. Okay. Go ahead and dry these then. Yeah, that, and then make sure though. Yeast starter takes. Yeah, they seem to all have to be dried. Okay. Then regular blueberries, what can we do with those? What is the point of this blueberry jar? The chocolate knife? That's funny. Make toast with jam. Okay. Maybe that's what we'll do. Just needs water, honey, and blueberries. Or some kind of sugar. We'll do just regular sugar because we have it. Oh, it's a stovetop pot. Right, it's not what I need. We'll just eat these. Whatever. Okay. And now, give me the knife. We're going to cut all this stuff down to grain. Get down here. Torch up again. I put more food shelves down here because we were running out of space to store food. Let's see. Yeah, these are all rotten. Drop them. I don't care. Put more grain back here. Good to get a drink of water, too. Wait, that's oat flatbread. That's fine. I didn't realize we still had bread down here. Let's see. Onions. Yeah, just go ahead and fill those out, and then we'll make a new row of them. Those up. Do that there. Yeah, see, we've got more soybeans back here. Oh, here's where I put the maize grain. Go move that to the grain side. I mean, we have an obscene amount of grain. Like, this entire thing is just all grain. That's wild. Okay, so this has... We got months left on that meat. Okay. We're gonna make some sandwiches. We'll need 8 of whatever ingredients we're gonna use. This gives us grain. What do we... Use more grain and veggie. What this gives, right? Protein and veggie. Yeah. Use one of those. The potatoes. And then... Need a third item. We do eggs, I guess. Because that'll give us some dairy. Yeah, sure. We'll need 8 fried eggs, too. That in here. This guy going. Knife. Soybean, potato, and egg sandwich. Mmm, yum. That sounds delicious, doesn't it? Oh, gosh. Should be good, though. Like, it should be a lot of nutrition in it. Yeah, grain, vegetable, protein, and dairy. It's a lot of protein. I almost wonder if it's too much protein. Where's that large vessel? I put that thing. Did I bring it in here? I don't know where I put it.
Narrator.
Oh, dear.
Narrator.
Go away,
off.
narrator. I hate you. Let's go ahead and put the rest of the stuff away that we've got. Do that right now. Draw away. Put some of the jute fiber. We've probably got a water barrel somewhere. Here we go. Now, we did tear down our Create setup, which kind of sucks, because that means we don't have the deployer in order to turn this into iron super easily right now. I mean, I could set it back up, but actually I'm going to, because we're going to need it for steel. So we'll need that. Let's see. What else do we need here? I was looking for something, wasn't I? I don't know. My vessel. Where'd my vessel go? That's fine. We'll just use this one. Now, we're going to have to reset up that create for the deployer. We're going to need a depot for it, and I want to set up the millstone again. Give me these, give me that, give me one of this, give me this, this. That should be everything we need. We're just going to set it up here. Nice, dirty setup for it. Don't really care. Gearbox. Windmill bearing. Not how I wanted that to be placed. Not how I wanted that to be placed. That. Bam. 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 Nope. That. Do that. Do that. Right click that. It's going. Cool. Large cogwheel. Small cogwheel. Into a gearbox. Into a large. Into a small. Into a gearbox. Into a... Can't put a large there. Put a large here. Into a small here. You may want to do the vertical gearbox now. Which will... Whoa, no, no, no. Put a large into a small, into a millstone. Right here. So that's going. Good. Then coming off of this guy, we'll want to put... Bam. You know what we could do is do a large, a small, into the... That. The deployer... Go this way into a depot. And then we'll give it a hammer. I have a hammer on me? It's the stone hammer. It's not good enough. Go ahead and grab our backup hammer. I'm sorry you can't see anything. It's really dark. I apologize. Take that. Give this to that. Bonk. Perfect. All right, it's going. So we've got our quick and dirty setup made. That's good. Those aren't dry yet. We'll just wait. Sleep and then pick them again. Please let me sleep. I hate that cave. It bothers me so much. How did you get out of it? I guess, well, there is a way to walk out. It's pretty simple. Gonna eat those blueberries. 2 of them, I guess. 1.
Narrator.
Stop.
Narrator.
By the way, if you press Control B, that's how the narrator turns on and off. So that's why Mr. Narrator keeps trying to talk to us. Goes down there. Let's go check on the iron blooms, see how many we got. We also need to grind up some more iron ore. Yeah, for a second I was worried we didn't have any more, but no, we have plenty. We just grind it all. I also wonder if you can output from the mill machine or the millstone with a hopper. And if I were to put a chest here with a hopper here, and put a hopper here, and then how can I get up there? Like this, and do that, and just fill this thing with iron. Going in there. It works. Perfect. And then we're going to use this crushed iron in the blast furnace. And so I think we can use up to 20 pieces of... I mean, we could use the wrought iron or the cast iron, but there's no real need for that. I think we can use up to 20 of an ore in that thing. I think it's how much space we have for it. We're actually gonna have to wait for this to go. Man, I want to make this thing faster. But I don't really want to do the painful setup of even more dang gear ratios. Like that, you know? Only way to get this... Where is that other juke? Is it done? It is. Because I want to get the windmill going faster. But to do that, to make a windmill sail, we need what? We need burlap, that's right. That's how many? 4 burlap per sail. I would also... I think I'd like to get more of those sails, too, so... Ooh, there we go. Each one of those is just... Okay, so I'm going to use 2 burlap to get... What's it called? More sails for the Create windmill. I mean, we can use higher quality ones, but I don't really have enough silk and or wool to... I mean, we actually do have enough wool for that, but I don't feel like doing it right now. I should do that. It's more efficient, and I mean, we're not using wool for anything else, I don't think. Let's see. Let's actually give the wool a look here. Wool yarn could be used like string for most applications. I mean, it's renewable, so... That's at least a benefit. I do want to make some cheesecloth as well. Yeah, we'll make some wool yarn, I suppose. We got 1 wool cloth, but not enough. Our spindle's not gonna make it, is it? It did 1. Dang it. Well, you know what? We're gonna come down here. We're gonna fire this thing up, and we're gonna make another spindle. That works. And then they make a spindle. I forget. Okay. So you just leave. I messed it up. Dang it. Something like that. There you go. We'll make 4 of them. It's not gonna hurt. Like, we're gonna need more of these eventually. Do we have any other iron I want to process? I don't think we do. No, we are completely tapped on iron ore. I say that as if we have none, but we still have plenty. Wait for those to heat up. What do they have to get to? Yellow, white, 4-star. Okay. Wow, they heat up like at the exact same rate as the Crucible does. That's cool. Not realize that was going to be a case. A case? The case. What am I saying? Okay, those will take a bit more time. Get back up here. Drop off the clay. We need sticks. They got a ton of spindles here. Let's do some more wool processing. And I'm going to cut out all of this. I'm not going to make you sit through me just going absolutely ham on this loom. Ooh, did not mean to do that. You know what? We're going to do 2 more just that way we can make more wool cloth. And again, we have a ton of wool to process. Alright, well, I will be back as soon as we're done doing all this. So I'm not going to make you sit through this torturousness. Well, I went ahead and did a bunch of weaving, and man, that was not very enjoyable. I went ahead and made some cheesecloth as well, because... there we go. Because we're going to need it. And 8 additional sails is pretty nice. Now, these, I think, were like this. Yeah, there we go. So we'll go ahead and put that away in there. 6 go back into there. I went ahead and got all the iron that was done as well. Now, the cheesecloth. Okay. So then we take cream, and then we have to curdle it before we make cheese, don't we? Curdled milk, 2 buckets with 1 rennet. Gives you 2 buckets of curdled milk, which you then mix with cheesecloth to get milk curd. Which does what exactly? Oh, okay, you mix it with salt water to get a cheese wheel. Ugh. I just want to get, like, cheddar cheese. Does the milk curd really not have any, like, value? What's up with that? Milk and vinegar in a barrel produces milk vinegar. Once you mix the milk and vinegar. Once concealing the curdled milk in a barrel for 8 hours. So this comes from curdled milk, cheesecloth for an... Hold on. Milk, vinegar. Just can't be made, huh? Okay, so it's been changed then. Let's go ahead and... I'll dry. It is perfect. Oh, that's where our large vessel went. That's right. Put it in there, seal it up. That'll give us a yeast starter. That's good. Before we do this, we need to grab some rennet. Let's get a torch so you can actually see. Mob drops are in here. So we'll start with just a bucket for now. I don't want to like accidentally ruin a bucket of milk on a process I don't fully understand. We'll just put this down here, put that in there, bam. Curdling milk. 4 minutes, okay. Oop, didn't do that. Oh yeah, I left my vessel up here at the loom because I was a little crazy on this. That sandwich, take this with us. Let's go sleep. I think you just mix the curdled milk with the cheesecloth, right? That's all that's left to do at this point. That'll give us milk curds. That seems about right. Yeah, it's going to take a while. Still 2 days left on that yeast, but that's fine. Man, this thing turns so slow. I love and I hate it. Wait, that's... I'm messing it up. Oh, dear. These don't need it there. Hopefully this has space to turn, right? Yeah, now it's going way faster. Check that out. Alright, so let's go ahead and put... This goes back into there. Get these windmill sails. Let's see if we can run along this. You can, it's just very slow. There we go. That should generate more RF, or what is it, IE? FE, okay. Gotta get filled in. So now we're going to take charcoal and flux. How much flux do we have? We can only use 4 iron at a time. Do we really not have flux stored in any? Oh, there it is. I know I brought more over. I know we're nowhere near running out. There There we go. Got our iron pile back up. So it's going to hold, yeah, 20. We put 20 of those. 20 charcoal. 20 flux. Here we should get to watch it all come right on in. Got its charcoal. It's got its iron. We need to take a fire starter. Light the blast furnace. And once it gets up to temperatures, when we'd hit the bellows. But we're going to have to wait for it to get hotter. We're not going to turn on the crucible just yet. It's not necessary. Not until the ore starts to melt, to be honest. Oh, there's rotten pork in there. Look at that. I don't know why that's in there, but... Oh, we have our vessel on us. I don't remember where that went. How long does it take to do the cheesecloth? Let's find out. Oh, it's done. Oh, it gets destroyed? I thought it was reusable. Milk into cream, it's reusable. Okay. Then cream doesn't do anything for me besides make butter. Funny. Yeah, and butter's all well and good, but... I mean, I guess it adds a little bit of dairy to toast. And this doesn't have any nutrition? Really? What is the point of making milk curd? I mean, I guess it's so we can make a cheese wheel out of it. Get the salt. Put the salt into the wound. I mean, this is not going to last very long. Right? Yeah. Well, it'll last for a month. So now, what do we do with this cheese wheel? Do we slice it? We do. Well, that's how you get cheese. Okay. Now, what can I do with this? It's fresh. I don't know what that means. Smoke it. Use it in sandwiches. Make shredded cheese, which is 0.8 from... That is a little bit more, actually. You do get more dairy that way. Go ahead and shred a little bit of this cheese as well. This will last for ever. And if we just put it in here, yeah, I mean, it's going to last for a year plus. Alright, let's get back over to the steel making. We're going to probably want to turn this on. This is up to temperature now, so we're going to start hitting the bellows. This should start melting into pig iron as soon as... Yep, there we go. Just like that, we have achieved basically steel. And we're going to go ahead and load up another batch. Fortunately, it burns through your flux, which is very unfortunate. We're also going to need a bit more fuel. Probably. We need casts as well. Ingot molds, right? And typically what you would do... Why is this... Oh, because, yeah. When we're casting it, it's slowly cooling it down, preventing it from melting. What we're going to do with this pig iron now, which we need to look at this way, is we're just going to go put this under the deployer. And it's going to make high carbon steel, which we'll then put in the deployer again to get steel ingots. So we're going to have to wait for this ore in here to heat up a little bit. Smack it again, just in case. Yeah. Oh, it did get up to temperature already. Wow. The ore inside heats up quick. I have a ton of marble. And what I really would like to do is just make an obscene amount of steel right now. What am I looking at? here. Yeah. We have tons of marble cobble. And I think if we just mill this, it gives us flux too, right? Instead of having to crush it. No, we can't. Okay. Well, then we'll grab a couple schist rocks. Head back down this way. I mean, we already have enough steel to make the anvil, which is good. Let's go ahead and blast that a few times. But a bit more charcoal, because it's burning through that quick. Wow. Look at that thing go. Okay, we need it. I'm just going to make a bunch of stone hammers to make this easy on myself. More, come on, give me more. I need more. 5 is probably good enough. Because I think a stone hammer does just under a stack of the stones. Yeah. Like that. Look at that. Oh, wow. This thing is... I want to get it stocked up again, because we're going to make another batch of pig iron. We can put some of this stuff away, though. Like, this, and this, and we'll just drop that, because I don't really care for it right now. We're going to make 2 more full batches, actually. So we actually only need 40 more flux for that. That was too much! It's not what I meant to put in. Stop it! Get me off of this! Okay, half of that, all of that, half of that. Oh, wow, it needs a lot more charcoal. I really like this little conveyor belt setup, though. It's very fun. This is an obscene amount of steel, by the way. We've got... what, like... 50-some ingots here? Just smack that once. We may only need to hit it once to get it up to temperature. In order to melt the... Give it one more little go. There's so much that needs to come out of this thing. Oh, there we go. It all melted. Do one more batch. And we're not going to keep... we're not going to turn all of this directly into steel. I might try and just jump right ahead to black steel. Actually, do we have... gold and silver? Yeah, we're going to have to alloy this together. Along with copper in order to make black bronze. Speaking of copper, let's go ahead and get some more of this processing. But before we do that, how are we looking on fuel? Oh, we're good for now. Need to keep this pouring out. Charcoal in there. Look at that. I'll put all this into there. That's the wrong hopper. You big dingus. That's the one it needs to go into. Grind all that up. Give it to me. Okay, so we need 14 pig iron. That's enough to make the anvil. And then from there, we're going to make black steel. Wow, look at that. We got exactly how much we needed. Go ahead and whoosh that a few times. There we go. Melt it all. There's so much in here. Oh my gosh. And to think I was worried we weren't going to have enough charcoal to keep the blast furnace going this often. But it makes so much for us. I also really like the way I put it kind of in this little stone tower here. I think it's pretty cool. And I wish there was a faster way of casting these. Which, I mean, there is, but it requires more fire brick, and we don't have fire brick. Okay, I want to go ahead and get this turned into steel really quick. Oh, it won't work with a wrought iron hammer, will it? Yeah, it takes a steel or a better hammer. Dang it, so we do have to work all this the first time. So then we're going to need a couple more pieces of steel, admittedly. That's going to have to get heated up, too. Weld it. So, let's see. We'll need probably one for the hammer. Just make well, I don't know why I did that, because it's not doing anything up here. That was dumb of me. Oh, there's no point in not taking it out of the molds, I guess. I don't think we actually need to keep the blast furnace heated, do we? I think it's just going to constantly be pouring pig iron into this crucible. Until we empty it. Okay, well, let's grab the anvil. I want to move it a little closer. I kind of want 2 anvils, to be honest. Maybe we'll leave the steel one at this over here and put the black steel over there. That could work. We do have to get this heating up, too. We can't let that melt, though. We do have to be cognizant of that. Need to make black bronze, and then I'll need nickel. And all those together will allow us to make black steel. Take all the pig iron out for now. Drop it in here. Oh, it gives us slag. That's cool. I'm gonna have to find the industrialized. That's us. The optimal speed to doing this. Drop those in there. Do this. That into there. Oh, that guy almost melted. That was way too close for comfort. There we go. There's our first steel double ingot. Put all those back in. Seems like the steel heats up really quick in this thing. It's probably because it's so unbelievably hot. New one. Alright, well, I'm gonna sit here and work a bunch of the steel off camera until we get probably like 15, 16 pieces, I think is what we're gonna need, so I will be right back. Well, we've got 7 steel double ingots. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a steel anvil. Voila. We've got one. Okay, so now what I need to make is a steel hammer. That's the very, very first thing I'm gonna work on. We have, by the way, this does not need to keep running in order to drip the pig iron down into the crucible. So as long as the crucible's got power, the external heater's got power, we'll be fine. And it's got a lot to keep it going for a while. And we have a ton of pig iron, by the way, that we need to knock out of these molds real quick. Stop struggling with the inventory, please. Okay, we'll start with that for now. Go ahead and get that melting. Oh gosh, we made, I don't want to say too much steel, because it's not really the case, but we made a lot of steel here. Go ahead and knock out as much of this as we can. Because we can't make black steel until all the pig iron is drained. Because we need to make some black bronze first. Alright, those are good enough to work, so toss them in here. I have not figured out the best method for the first part of this. But this one, shrink it, upset it twice, medium hits, and then you get steel. And we need to make a steel hammer, so we need to shrink not last and punch it last. There we go. Well forged. Wonderful. Okay, let's get... I don't have a stick on me, do
Narrator. Narrator.
Please go away, narrator. Don't talk to me. And I can't turn all of this into steel. Well, actually, I definitely can. The reason I was going to say we can't is because we need pig iron as well to create... what's it called? Black steel, but... Well, it's not like we don't have enough pig iron that's going to be made. Let's do this one first, that way we can stack the rest of them. It's still making high carbon. That's fine. Whatever. We're expecting it to make high carbon black steel. Or high carbon steel. We need steel to make black steel, and we need pig iron. Because we need steel to create the weak steel alloy, in which the weak steel alloy will then get welded together with pig iron to create black steel. I believe is the way that works. How much do we have left there? Oh, wow. Still 12 ingots plus these 40. So we got 52 more ingots to cast right now. Oh my gosh. That's kind of ridiculous. We made so much steel, and I mean, we're gonna use it. Okay. Take all of this high carbon steel. Oh, this doesn't give us the slag, I don't think. Which is fine, I mean... I thought it was dropping slag. I was like, oh, well, I just had to open my mouth, and it fixed itself. But nope. That's fine. I need to make pig iron. This is where I wish I had multiple of the external heaters hooked up, you know? Because I could have one of these creating black steel right now, the other one creating the steel alloy, which will require some nickel. Where's our nickel? This is the nickel. Here we go. We're gonna need more copper at some point, too. Are we keeping up with the power? Let's find out, actually. I am quite curious if we do have the power generation to keep this thing going at all times. No, we're almost out of power in there. So we'll probably want to shut this down for a little bit. I mean, for as long as it's turned off, it still has a little bit of time that it'll be hot enough to dump out the pig iron. This will help us save on power. Which is also why I want to have the ability to turn on and off each one of those heaters, because power generation is going to be something we're going to need a lot of. Yeah, this is no longer hot enough to melt. Get this heated up again. Do that. Switch it off. Still so much we need to cast out of here. So in a second, I'm going to do a bit of math and see how much of this pig iron we want to refine into steel. Yeah, this now melts into steel, which is good. Exactly what we're going to need. That off. Okay, the crucible is no longer full. The one, or the blast furnace, sorry. I think our limiting factor is going to be black bronze. That's probably what we're going to be having the least of. Give me all of this, and since we have a bunch more steel coming, let's do that. And let's just take this one and make it as well. Okay, so we'll have 32 steel. And we have over 32 pig iron, I think. Yeah, we have over 32 in the crucible itself right now. Get all this pig iron that we can. And yeah, it's starting to cast again. Perfect. It's back up to temperature. That. Really quick, we're going to run up here, toss the rest of this high carbon steel on. Here we go. And we're going to jump right away from steel into black steel just because we can. While we have the resources and everything we need to do that, we're going to do that. Make our tools even better. We could jump now straight into red and blue steel, but I don't want to do that without the forge being, like, without everything to our side here being fully functional and running, you know? I want that to be mostly set upon, or the ability to set temperatures on these crucibles, because we're going to need a lot of different alloys. Because we're going to need rose gold and sterling silver. We're going to need bronze or brass. We're going to need black steel, which requires black bronze. We're going to need... what else? We need a lot, is really what this comes down to. And it's a much more involved process than I feel like doing right now. Now, we can leave some pig iron in here. No, we can't. We need to put steel, not pig iron, in here in order to make black steel. This melts into steel, which then alloys into... yeah, we need steel, rose gold, brass. I mean, if we made rose gold, we could jump to red steel, but I'm not doing that. Well, stainless steel I want to make as well. We can do that now as well. But what I really need to make is weak steel, which is nickel and black bronze. Mostly steel, though. Turn this off. How are we looking at power? I mean, the accumulator still has power in it. Yes. This, get all this going. Yup, yup. 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 And really, the whole reason I'm making you guys sit through all of this is just so you know how time-intensive all this can be. I'm not going to do this in the future. I'm not going to make you sit through all my iron and metal processing like this. Oh, we are out of power. Wait, what? No, I just had it turned off for a little bit. Okay. That's why. I was like, what is going on? We should not be out of power yet. Heater itself holds a lot of energy. Oh, we're getting there. Oh, we are getting there. Don't heat the casts or the molds. It doesn't matter. I mean, it technically could help us, but it's not... no, I'm not doing that. It would give us hotter pig iron, but it's all going to be room temperature by the time I start using it anyways. I don't put that in there. That's a full mold. Just dump another ingot on top of it. That's what I want to do. Oh, we are almost there. Come on, just a little bit more. Alright, we have enough molds to just sit here and shift click them out and click them back in to speed this up. Not going to be knocking them out of any molds yet. Because the next thing we need to do is make black bronze. Oh, dear. Man, it takes so long. I really want to get some casting tables set up for this whole forge area. Honestly, I wasn't going to put any in the blast furnace, but I think I'm going to have to, because this takes so long to get any amount of steel out of this thing. Like, the creation of it is really fast, but the obtaining it is not so much. Getting it out of the crucible. Turn this off. There we go. Let's go ahead and gather whatever steel we have up at the deployer. Should be 14 ingots worth. After I knock all these out. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry if you're listening to my mouse click 24/7 and it's bothering you. I'm trying to talk over it a little bit, but, you know, there's only so much I can do when it's just non-stop click fest over here. Drop off the slag. We don't need it. Well, we do, but we don't need it right now. Here we go. 32 steel ingots and the ability to create a ton more, but we're going to make better steel. Probably also what we're going to need is we're going to need the steel hammer in order to do any welding and the working of the steel into black steel, if I had to guess. I don't know that for certain, but I would assume that's the case. Also, before we start this, let's go ahead and eat a sandwich. We're going to drink some water, and we're going to go to bed. And sleepy time. Industrialize. Make your first steel item. That's right, we've done it. Of course it's raining. Why wouldn't it be raining? It's always going to be raining. Okay, next thing we need to do is heat this up, and we need to make black bronze. That's not how you type. I believe we have a ton of silver, right? Or at least the ability to get a lot, because we have a big old silver mine somewhere. That's the wrong book. Get the atlas out. Silver mine, yeah, and it's not tapped. So we'll use as much silver as we can making this. And then we'll probably want to use as little gold as we can, because that's our most limited resource in the long term. We have a lot of copper mines we can go visit. So we'll want to do... So we did 20, 10... Okay, so 7 copper for 2 silver and 1 gold. So 7 copper. Or 2 silver and... what if we just did 2 gold? Save on the copper. That's probably a better way of doing it. Yeah, so it's 6 copper, 2 silver, and 2 gold. Drop that in there. We'll go ahead and drop off the rest of this ore for the moment. Those in there. We've got black bronze. Now let's look at weak steel. Because that's what we need to make right now, is weak steel. We'll probably do 2 ingots of black bronze and 2 ingots of nickel. 6 ingots of steel each. This also doesn't need to be as hot as it is right now, so let's go ahead and flip the lever, let it cool a little bit. I'm going to start casting some of this out, because we're not going to need this much in there, I don't think. So let's actually determine how much we're going to want to make of the weak steel. So if we make 32 ingots, right? 32 ingots of black steel. So high carbon black steel is what makes black steel. This is what you get from welding pig iron and weak steel. It's every ingot of weak steel is an ingot of black steel. So if we made 32, we'll need to save 32 pig iron. And then I would like to have at least 16 of those. Okay, that's fine. So this is what we need there. No, we're going to make more than... No, we're going to make exactly 32, because... Well, what if we did 32 steel in it? So if we did 32 steel... I'm going to pull up a calculator. 32 steel, we're going to do it at a 60% ratio. And then... Hold on. Brain is not working. So if we wanted to make... Do 36. 36 ingots of black steel means we need 36 ingots of weak steel. So then if we're going to do 60%... So we'd need 21.6 ingots of steel. We'll do 22. Go off of that. That's not what you need to do, you big dummy. Get this heated up, please. And get that back to temperature. So we need 21.6 ingots of steel. Yeah, the steel. And we're going to do 22. So that means we need 7 nickel and 7 black steel. That seems wildly cheap on the other materials. Way cheaper than I was expecting. And that means we made an obscene amount of black browns that we're not going to need right away. Which is fine, I suppose. Black bronze is such a pretty metal. I love it. What does it melt at? Orange 4-star? Okay, so we gotta wait for this to heat up a little bit more. We're gonna take out 20 more ingots of black bronze. And then drop in everything else we got. And then we should be alright here. Stop doing that! I do that all the time. I'm gonna go ahead and pause, and I'm gonna cast out all the black steel, or the black bronze, and then... I know I said I was gonna make you sit through this, but this is gonna take a long time to cast it all out, and I don't feel like being that mean to you. So, I'll be back as soon as this is all done casting. And we are back. I've got all the black bronze casted out. Got a big old pile of it here. Oh, sorry, I'm not in full screen. There we go. Let's fix that for you. And now we're just gonna go ahead and melt down some of this steel. Let's see, we'll have 16 more pig iron that we can go process into steel. So let's go do that right now. I'll give you the steel hammer for the moment. I was like, where did all my steel go? And yeah, it went into the crucible, you big dummy. Because I also want to make some, let's see, weak steel, and then we can make stainless steel, which is what, nickel, chromium, and put 15 in there. 1 steel ingot can go get stored away. The rest of this, we just gotta melt it. Not enough yet? You're getting there. Not yet, but almost. And poof. Bunch of steel. Tons of steel. Okay, so we got 15 steel. Drop that, take this, put that away, take this, put it in here. First thing I want to make out of steel, actually, besides an anvil and a hammer. This is going to seem like a really interesting thing, but we're going to make steel. Tired of using crappy little fire starters. There we go. Sea of Flame. And Sea of Flame sounds like something that a unit in, like, Command and Conquer would say. A Sea of Flame! You know what I mean? There's a lot of steel in there. Wow. I think we do have to be careful. If you go above 40 ingots in the crucible, it just won't melt anymore or something like that. So we do have to be wary about how much we're putting in there. Now, this is only going to make 36 ingots, so we don't really have to worry about it. Also, I realized I didn't grab the hammer, and we're going to need it. The nickel in there. Now an unknown concoction of metal. A bit more steel. Go grab that hammer back, because I think we're going to need it. And so, let's see, you need 14 to make an anvil, so we'll have, what, 22 black steel to work with? And now we need to cast the weak steel, right? Yeah, high carbon black steel. Yes, need to cast high carbon black steel, but there's no way to get that as a fluid. There we go. It's the exact ratios that I was looking for. And then we just weld this along with pig iron in order to obtain black steel. So for the moment, I'm just going to pour out 14 ingots worth. And that'll be exactly enough to make, what's it called? An anvil. Done. Oh gosh, this takes so long to dump it all out like this. I'm not going to make you sit through this. I was being mean earlier. I'm not going to. This episode's already going on for a long time. I'll pause. I'll be back as soon as this is all done. Well, I just decided to go ahead and cast it all out. So now we've got all of this weak steel and all this pig iron, and now we just got to weld it all together. And then we're going to take this up, and we're going to have to work this on the anvil first, aren't we? Dang it. When these hit brilliant white is when they will be meltable. So we got to make sure they don't get to that temperature. That's probably good enough. Bam, bam. Weld it. And we can work it. Why not? There's our first bit of black steel. This is why once you get to the blast furnace, everything just kind of rockets ahead from there. Take those out. I don't want those, please. Because you can start creating basically every bit of steel as long as you have everything you need ahead of time to create them. Whoa, that was almost bad. We almost destroyed that. We're going to go ahead and weld these right now. Go, bam. Bada bang. There's the first 2 bits towards our black steel anvil. Now we just gotta keep doing this for a while. Although as soon as we get 7 double ingots and a single ingot, we can just create a black steel hammer, go bring it to the deployer, and just spam out black steel, which is going to be ideal for us. Make things way faster that way. Although it's going to take a little bit of time to get there, because this stuff takes a long time to heat up. Get it all out. Do all the welding first, I guess. That's not what I meant to do. We got to put one of those in. There we go. And now we can sit here and work it all. Takes so long to do any of this. Especially when you don't know the most efficient manner. But there we go. We're going to be cycling these 2. Well, I'll be back as soon as we're done working all this, I guess. I'm not going to make you sit through me doing this. I'll cut it all out. Because I worry that may be a bit too boring, and again, we're almost out of time. I just want to get the anvil made, and then the hammer made. This should be hot enough as long as we're fast. There we go. And we're going to take these out, and then I will pause as soon as we're done making all of this. So we'll be right back. And here we go. We've got 7 of them. We've got a black steel anvil. Voila. Okay, let's move stuff out of the way, please. Drop this in here. Can we use an iron hammer still? can. So we need to shrink not last and then just punch last. Shrink, punch, punch. There we go. Perfectly forged black steel hammer. Wonderful. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So in order to get this, red steel, black steel, blue steel. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have to put this up on the employer. And we'll just end up using probably the steel hammer in here. Once this one breaks, which just has got still a lot of uses left on it. Okay, it's good. But there we go. We can start making items out of black steel. And now I just have to do the welding with it. That's it. Actually, because it's so easy to do that, that's all we gotta really do now to get black steel is just hammer these. Or weld them together, and then we're good. What am I doing with this setup here? This is hurting my brain. There we go. And I'm sorry if you're listening to me click a bajillion times. Uh-oh, I messed that up. This is gonna start cooling down. There, that's what we need to do. You can use any of these hammers like an engineer's hammer, which can be awesome and annoying. Those weren't hot enough. Oops. Yeah, I accidentally clicked on the heater and it started trying to take power from the... Take that out! It's gonna melt! Okay, we're good. We're good. Drop this in there. We're fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine here. I'm gonna drop those in there and then... let's grab a stick. There we go. I was like, we have to have one somewhere. How hot is this stuff? It's getting there. We'll take this out and weld it. Go ahead and drop these into here. That's not what I needed. Gosh. This is hurting my brain. There's too much to keep track of in the inventory right now. There we go. Okay. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. After we do this, start making black steel. This is weirdly effective. Working better than I thought it would, actually. Here we go. We've got ourselves a good starting bit of black steel, so we'll have black steel tools for the next episode. Because for now, that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will see you next time when we're all back in black and kitted out. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.